reading for you guys. I'm not sure about the lighting here, guys. There we go. That's a little bit better. Um, Sorry about the lighting today. It's kind of a crazy overcast day. I wanted to come back on and do another reading for everyone. Hopefully my audio is okay. If you do see this, please let me know. Please let me know if my audio is okay when you come on. That'd be great. And yeah, before I jump in, I do want to say that I still am offering private readings, so you can book a reading through my website, oracledaphne.com. I'm still accepting donations. There's going to be a link to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App for that. My readings, to book a reading, you would just send a payment through PayPal. And I would get you scheduled for the reading. I don't have a wait list, so there's no wait time. I try to book like almost immediate because I live kind of day to day. I've been living like that for like the past year, except for the summer. I took like a short hiatus from readings because I picked up some landscaping work. But basically, I work like, I try to book clients as soon as possible. I can't always do a same day appointment. Sometimes I can. Depends on when someone sends a payment. If someone sent a payment in the morning, most likely I'd be able to do it before the end of the day, but not always. Depends on my schedule and things that are going on. So, well, hey, Lena. Thank you so much for joining and saying hi. Appreciate it. I'm glad the audio is good. The last couple of times I've been doing my live recordings, either the video is like pixelated or there's been some audio issues. I just want to double check, so I appreciate it a lot. So yeah, before I would jump in though, I am still partnering with Jackery, so you can check out the link to them below. They sell solar power generators. So yeah, I do want to say some things really quickly here. This is gonna sound strange, maybe coming from me, I don't know, but like, yesterday I had a serious argument with someone in my family, and it made me, I don't know, it gave me like a lot of things to think about as far as self-love and self-worthiness. And I think for like the last 10 years, I've thought, okay, in my mind, that my family and their attitude towards me was a reflection of my worthiness and my, what's the word? Like self-love. And I guess I wanted to come on today, like one of the things I wanted to say first off, if any of you struggle with family or struggle with feeling lovable or struggle with feeling like something's wrong with you, then I really just want to tell you that your family and people who aren't supportive, or people who don't show up for you, or people that hate on you, none of it is a reflection of your self-worth or your worthiness. And it has nothing to do with how lovable you are. And just by showing up to life every day, in whatever way you do, you're worthy of love. And it is not a reflection, any negativity or anything coming from family, anything coming even from friends, is not a reflection about your self-worth or your ability to be loving to yourself or your value. It has no bearing on your actual true value. People may talk shit about you. People may hate on you. People may, in your family, may be snakes in the grass. People may lie to you. People may give you all kinds of hell for whatever reason. But that is, again, no reflection on how worthy you are of love. And I feel like it's so important for people to understand this and really breathe this in, because it's what happens is if you go into a place of believing that something's wrong with you because people loving to you, or because people treat you like crap, or people don't answer their phone, people don't text back, people show up in all kinds of crazy ways, and their behavior does not reflect, your lovability or how lovable you are. And these things all happen again when that all of that means that it is no reflection on your worthiness. And people can do all kinds of crazy things, but it is not a reflection upon you. It means that it does not mean that there is something wrong with you, and it does not mean that that you have to live in a void. Because people live in this void. People live in this void. I lived in the void for like 10 years. And the void to me is about believing that there's nothing, and there's nothing because people act that way, and believing there's nothing because you deserve nothing because people act that way. And I think for a long time I told myself that if people just acted different or changed, if they just acted different or changed, then maybe things would change and things get better. And of course, everybody has to take responsibility for their life and themselves. But there's a lot of external situations and external things that people don't really understand or get. People that have a lot, they have a partner, they both have jobs, they're able to pay their bills. They're not really getting how hard it is to be a single person in 2022. They're not really getting what an eviction notice looks like. They're not really getting what it means when their internet gets shut off and their electric gets shut off and their cell phone gets shut off and their whole life is like zeroed out. It's not like, and again, it's not a reflection. Your monetary, how much money you have is no reflection upon your worthiness either. And in our society, people don't get that. People like compete. So I want to tell somebody to hear this, that if you have a parent that is toxic, or if you have a family that is toxic, or if you have people that don't show up for you, and if you have people that aren't cheering you on through life, and you have people that are trying to drag you down and make you feel like crap every step of the way, it is no reflection upon you. Is no reflection upon your worthiness, and has no reflection upon how lovable you are. It has no reflection upon how much you have love in your heart that you have, or how much you have to give in this world, or what you're capable of doing. Somebody needs to hear it. I came on today, I was like, I'm really going to talk about this. Because I think, like right now in 2022, there's a brick wall. There's a brick wall for everybody. Last night, I went through my cell phone and I called everybody, pretty much. And I got one text message back this morning. Zero, so one voicemail last night, one text message this morning, 0 from family. 0. So for those of you who have family members who are disrespectful, who treat you like crap, who make you feel like shit, who make you feel like you aren't good enough, who make you feel like unworthy, who make you feel like you're all alone in the world, let me tell you, there are people out there that are there to love you, and that is no reflection on your worthiness whatsoever. And I wanna shout out. Okay, sorry. I want to shout out to my friend Samantha, who I don't know if she's watching this or if she's gonna watch this back, but she's taught me this lesson about love recently. And it was like this energy that I had. I don't know what she did, but she sent me this energy. She helped me pay for my electric bill, which was overdue, and a little bit of extra for food. And which came at, I felt like I was under pressure for my electric. But everything else is still past due. I mean, still like I can only pay for, whatever is overdue. I can't really get fully caught up. So I still have to pay, um, that was my past due on my electric. I still have to pay my current due on my electric. And, and so I want to shout out to her because when she helped me out, it made me feel like, I don't know, she sent some energy. She's a light worker too. She sent some energy. And that energy totally shifted things for me. It made me start really feeling like I'm lovable. Like I'm lovable no matter what I have, no matter how far past due my bills are, that I want to expand love in the world and that I'm capable of expanding love in the world. And everybody else that makes me feel like I'm not capable of that needs to kind of fuck off and get out of my way because it's not a reflection anymore about my worthiness anymore. And I also want to say a shout out to my best friend who may be watching. He watches my videos too. And he has been very supportive and a huge cheerleader for me this whole year. And honestly, his support means the world to me. And, if you're watching, thank you so much. I just want to say that to you too, because honestly, like lately, it really tells me that any other crap that comes through in your life, no matter what crap comes through, is just bullshit. And there are people that are supportive, and just because you don't have maybe supportive parents or you don't have supportive family members, and when I say supportive, what does that mean? The funny thing is people don't even really know what that means. It means showing up for you in a loving way. Support means showing up and cheerleading you on and wishing you well and saying good luck and saying they want the best for you and truly wanting the best for you. And if you called them and you said, I need help with an electric bill, that they would help you with that. And that's what family is supposed to be, but apparently that's not the case for everybody, and that's certainly not the case for me. And I have had family that has been helpful in the past, but my family in general at this point in time is not in my life. They are non-supportive people in my life. There are a couple family members that have that I've been in contact with, but in general, I made calls to everybody, and everybody is a brick wall. Everybody is this you're on your own kid kind of situation. And you know what? Everybody needs to get together and say, you know what? We're all in this fucking together, this fucking shit together. And I actually was thinking about starting a list for people, starting a list of like past due stuff. Like if people want to send me, a list, I may start compiling the list. This is something I'm thinking about and posting it somewhere. I don't know where I would post it. Maybe post it on Twitter and see if there's anybody who wants to be collectively helpful and maybe help some people out. Because it'll take the pressure off. The pressure has to come off for this November energy. It just does. It just has to be that way. Lena said something, and I didn't see that. There we go. So, okay. Yeah. Lena, I'm not sure if you're still there, but she says that, she was out of contact. Yeah, before my dad got sick, I didn't talk to my mom for like 2 years. And then, it was not healthy for me to be in contact with her, but I started contacting her again recently. A similar situation. So again, it's one of these things where I think somebody who's watching needs to know that just because you don't have a supportive family, or just because you don't have a supportive, loving parent, whether it's a mother or whether it's a father, or maybe both, for some people, both. Some people, their parents aren't helpful. Some people, their parents aren't loving. Some people, their parents don't care. Some people, their parents love them, but they don't act like they care. And what does it mean to act like you care? I want to talk about this really quickly. It means when somebody acts like they care, it means that they answer their phone. They respond to your texts within reason, a day, 2 days. There is no silent treatment. It means that if you reach out and ask for help, that they can give what they can. If they can. If they can't, then they tell you, I can't do it, but let me see if I can do it maybe later in time. Being there for you means saying words of confirmation and wishing you well. Acting like they care means they actually do stuff for you that they know is going to make you happy. So again, shouting out to my best friend recently. I told him recently that, that if he sent me anything, please send me some quarters so that I could just freaking do my laundry. And he sent me some freaking quarters. That was the kindest thing. It's, people can be really kind, but people can also be mean. And it's strange that the kindness that comes through people that you would not expect to come through comes through in beautiful ways. And I have to tell you that in this world right now, kindness is needed. If somebody needs just freaking $10 in quarters, send them $10 in quarters. And the funny thing is that I think, back in 2012, and, the energy is very similar to 2012 this year. Back in 2012, I had suffered an injury. And all I really needed was people to send me some, books to read and some magazines and some toilet paper and tissues. That's all that I really needed. I just needed somebody to send me a few things. It wasn't a lot, And that's the thing. People do the best they can. And you know what? Families, may not even really even get it. There are people that just don't get it. And the thing is that it's no reflection on you, whether they get it or not. People do the best they with how much they spend, with what they do for themselves, with how much, what they eat. A lot of people are just scraping by right now, eating whatever cans they can get from the freaking food bank. So it's just I just wanted to come on here and tell people and do a little bit of cheerleading for people who really need to hear it, because some way, somehow, there's still going to be someone out there. Lena just said that she's a person that has struggled with this. In our society, people do not talk about this. They do not talk about how much they hate their mom, or how much they hate their dad, or how much their parents suck, or how much abuse that they had to take, or how much they fucking are trying to in this world, which is actually really cruel and mean and competitive. And it has nothing to do with how good of a person they are, how smart they are. You could have the best education right now. You could go out and get the best education and still be told, you weren't picked for the team. Another candidate was picked for the job. So it's important people hear this stuff. I really, really think so. And hopefully somebody will resonate with it and understand what I'm trying to say. Because people really, honestly, if they're being honest, have these kinds of issues and have these kinds of problems. And hopefully I've helped someone today by sharing a little bit about my personal struggle and my personal stuff. I don't like to get too personal in here because I like to read about the energies and what's going on collectively. But I think hopefully someone will understand. I mean, it was 10 years for me. 10 years for me to really see what was going on with my family. Quirky Giraffe. Hi, Quirky Giraffe. That's hilarious. Okay, I want to let out spread for the energies. This is basically for anybody who's watching this. For November, And any messages that want to come through. It's kind of a collective reading. I wanted to do just kind of a collective reading, but I really wanted to come on here and talk about some of the stuff that was going on with the worthiness stuff. And I want to say really briefly, why does it matter? Like, why is self-worth so important? Because if we don't value ourselves and we let other people make us feel low, make us feel down, make us feel like, we aren't deserving of love, or that we'll never have love, or that we have to live in some kind of void where there's nothing. And in our society right now, the message is you have to live small. You have to have nothing. Because really, in order to have something, you have to work like 100 hours a week. And that's the other thing too, is people don't realize is that every day I have been cranking out videos and I have been applying to jobs and working my tail off. And the thing is people just don't see that. And, you might not see somebody else working really hard. But right now, in order to get anywhere, everybody needs to work really hard. And that really fucks with a person's head. Because after a point, you're kind of like, okay, I put in all this time. I put in all this effort. And yet, it's still almost as if I'm not working at all. And again, that energy needs to change and shift. And like, I don't know, I just want to kind of snap my fingers. So it's just, it just needs to stop. And yes, for some of you, you need to not talk to your family. Only people that are supportive and loving and reaffirm that you are a lovable human being and that you deserve love no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, how much you weigh, how much money you make, none of that. And yeah, so you call people that love you. You call people, and you'll know people who love you, and you'll know people who act like they love you, and because people will freaking show up for you if they're there to support you, if they're there to love you, if they're there to treat you right. People will show up. And I thought that, where nobody was showing up, and I felt like I kept getting these crickets, like silence. Silence was like, to me, like sort of deafening, because I felt like it was a reflection upon me, that maybe it was something wrong with me, that something wrong, and that I needed to keep changing, and that I needed to keep like trying to like prove whatever. And I came to a point, interestingly enough, I had so many clients that I don't have to prove that I'm psychic to anyone. That ended a long time ago. But I no longer have to prove to myself or to the world or to my family that I'm worthy of love, or that that I have to be more in order for them to treat me right. That I have to change in order for them to treat me right. No. That's not how it works. How it works is that the people that love you, the people that care about you, show up for you. They do it through their actions. They do it through their words. They just do it because they're there. They answer your calls. They answer your text messages. They send you money if you need it. They say, I can't send you money right now. I'll send it to you another time. They tell you that they're there for you anyways, and they wish you well. And they tell you to keep going, and they tell you to keep trying. I think we got some interesting people in our chat here. Yes, Quirky Giraffe says we all need belonging. It's true. We need to feel like we belong here, that there's space for us. And the funny thing is like this whole last year, and even some of the year prior, I felt that there was no space for me, that there was no room, that everywhere I went, the answer was, no, Elizabeth, we can't do this for you. No, Elizabeth, you're not hired here. No, Elizabeth, we're not able to partner with you today. No, it was just like constant no's. It was like I didn't belong. It was like that was the message. And the funny thing is that's what that's what the negativity wants you to think. It wants you to think that you're not good enough to belong. That somehow we all need to fit into this perfect bubble, this cliche bubble that just to me is full of crap. And we don't. We absolutely do not. Nice to meet you. Is it Fabio, Italy? We got Fabio from Italy. Well, Quirky Drive is saying, I also believe spirit messes with us. Is that what you meant? I'm not sure what you meant there. See, that's the funny thing. I thought so. I thought that. But you know what? I also had a spirit guide that was shutting down opportunities. Was actually shutting it down because they were trying to force me to go down this road of which I didn't want to go down. So that's the thing, is that there's interference, there's positive interference, and then there's negative interference. And there is interference. Interference, and they're not supposed to interfere. Like, your guides are supposed to be supportive. Your guides are supposed to prevent you from going down certain roads, but that's not how it always works. All the roads lead to Rome. Well, yes, I truly believe that there's no mistakes in life. I truly believe that, but it would make life easier. And I think, for some people, they're going to resonate with this. Like, it's a soul thing. Some souls, like I'm a very old soul, some souls are just tired. They're tired of the bullshit. They're tired of being forced to go down a hard road because it's going to lead them to some spiritual enlightening, which will then help other people. I mean, it's just like, it's so old, like that is also a cliche in itself. And there's actually, right. In our experiences, right. Yes. I truly believe that. There are things that I've been through which led me to having more compassion with other people than if I hadn't experienced them. But at the same time, there were things that I went through that would have been better, that would have been better. Like, okay, a door needs to open already, like something needs to come through right now. Like, it doesn't have to be so painful. It doesn't have to be so hard. It does not, because, your higher self put you down. Why? See, that's the thing, the higher self thing. It's like, sometimes I think that spirit does work against us and then it's yes, it's like subconscious patternings and programming and all this crap, and then we have karma. It just gets gets to be where it's enough already, you know what I mean? Like, it's enough already. Like, yes, light workers have to pay their toll and pay their karma, but I mean, really? I think everybody, honestly, the whole spirit thing, okay, I just want to say this, okay, there are some beings in spirit where they don't want people to flourish. They would rather, and I have to say this, and it shows up, this is how it's going to show up to you, okay? This is how you're going to see it in the world. You're going to see people with like 5 children where they're all on like government support. That they may be working, but they may not. They can barely feed their children. Maybe their car isn't working. Maybe they're walking to work. Maybe they have a partner, maybe they don't. That is that's what spirit is supporting. Spirit supports. And I'll say the negative spirit supports Dependency. It supports this tribe mentality of needing to belong to the tribe, of having to conform, of doing things that are culturally acceptable, of being what you are like born to be, or like forced to be, or brainwashed to be. And like I was thinking yesterday in the shower, I'm like, how much of my life is brainwashing? You know? Like, why am I bound to this family? Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, like, why do I have to be bound to this family? I don't want to be bound to the family anymore. Like, they're toxic, you know? It's not healthy. But, anyways, I'm sorry. I was interrupted. I was interrupting what you were saying. Uh, right. You questioned, like, you signed up for this. Yeah, you reclaim your free will. See, that's interesting. Fabio from Italy says that he's going to come to America one day. Yeah, I think, it's very interesting. People think that healthcare in America is easy. It's really not. Actually, to get in to see a doctor, not all doctors are the same. I went to a hospital, not that long ago, had the worst experience. I waited for 2.5 hours. Had I been pregnant, I would have lost the baby. It was a bad situation. I wasn't pregnant, but still, like it was they did not treat me right. People come to America and they're expecting Americans to be a certain way, and or experiencing expected or expecting Americans to have, I don't know, a certain kind of not luxury lifestyle, but well-to-do lifestyle, and that's not the case for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just there's a lot of people who live here who live on very, very little and scrape by and do what they can. And going to the doctor is not always easy. We don't have the availability. It's not always like for some doctors it's months before you can get an appointment. God forbid you should need to see them the same day. um to go. Bobby says he wanted to join the mafia. Oh, that's so funny. I was thinking today. This is what I was thinking today. I was thinking, maybe I should join the mob. I was a little bit badass this morning. Don't worry, it's not gonna happen. Don't worry. Don't panic. Oracle Daphne is not joining the mob. Okay, it's just not gonna happen. But I thought, maybe I should, because you know what? Some people are just things are just not right. Oh, it's funny. This chat is fun. Okay, I'm glad everybody has. So we make our own mob. Okay, so going back to when Fabio, so Quirky Giraffe is saying, doesn't spirit break us free? Um, that's a good question. That's a good question about spirit. Um, I don't, some would say, okay, I'm just gonna say this is what's coming to me. Some would say that we don't have free will. That the whole thing is a program. And that we don't actually have free will because our past is programmed and our future is programmed. And people say, well, all we have is this now moment. And maybe that actually might be true in the sense that it's the only time that we have where we're not programmed exactly. Like we have this little wiggle room called the moment. And that's it. But our past is programmed and our future is programmed. The planets are programmed. Absolutely, we are in a matrix. So, I don't know. Like, if we go down the wrong path, per se, or a path we don't want to go down, That could be the influence of the programming itself. That could be the influence of uh, our free will. When we work against the programming, this is what happens. When you work against the program, a lot of suffering takes place, which is why I'm talking about the soul here. I'm talking about when the soul does not want to experience whatever shit and crap that we're dealing with constantly. And I think Lena Kay mentioned this. Yeah, like we signed up for um this program that we're living out or the playing out. I'm not sure, Quirky Giraffe, if I answered your question. I probably didn't, but yes, laughter is good for the soul. It's good for the soul. um I don't even really know where to begin this reading. I actually feel like I gotta use a different deck because this deck is not resonating with me right now. Okay. Oh, okay. It's becoming a little bit more clear. I see it now. Okay, so some of you, we've got the Eight of Pentacles crowning. So some of you are maybe working quite a lot. This is having a 40-hour work week. If you aren't working 40 hours, then you may be working very diligently towards finding a job or doing a lot on social media or on the web. That depends on who you are and your situation, but that's what I see there. It's interesting. We're talking about free will, and we got the Strength card in the reverse, and the Strength card in reverse is a card about in some way having an iron will. And with the Strength card in the upright, it is a test from the universe to see how you do, to see if you make it through those obstacles and keep going down a very hard road. In the reverse, it's where you have to decide, you have to make up your mind that you are absolutely not going to bend. It's the iron will. You're not bending, it's like saying no to the 100th degree. But also, this is having a very strong bond or very strong friendship with someone, for someone that's watching. You might have a friends with benefits type situation for some of you. Some of you may want to take a time out, maybe some kind of, because we got the Three of Cups in reverse, and maybe you're taking a time out. For someone, I hear someone's getting sober, or they're really trying hard to cut out sugar or change their diet or really work on their health. This is kind of taking your energy back, pulling your energy back. Taking some quiet time. This could be doing yoga. This could be just working on your health, working on yourself, focusing on yourself. And some of you, the message is to call all of your parts home. So I want everybody to type in that's watching, I call all my parts home. I want everybody to say that too. Type in and say it, and then snap your fingers. I call all my parts home. Call all my parts home. You can do that as many times a day as you need to. Say it 100 times a day. Every time you say it, it does literally bring your energy back from wherever it was sent, because we can't really always tell where our energy is going. And a lot of times our energy goes to people that you don't want them to have it. It is, I call all my parts home. That's what it is. I call all my parts home. It's like imagine if you were like a machine, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, if you were a machine, you would have a lot of different parts. And if you were a machine, every time you talk to someone, you give them one of your parts. Every time you think about someone, you give someone one of your parts, and eventually all those little parts, bits and pieces of you would be missing. You'd be like, shit, I don't feel so good today. I feel low today. Bobby, this is funny. Yeah, I call all my parts home. That's it. Lena K's got it. There we go, Fabio. This is funny. This is really funny. um, yes. Lena K's got it. So yeah, some of you need to like, work on your energy. I'm gonna keep going, Fabio. I'm gonna mark it in the comments after this video is over. Okay, I'll write it in the comments down below once this video is done. Continuing right along. Yeah, some of you may be stressed out. A lot of stress, a lot of frustration about certain things. It could be things going on in your life. It doesn't have to be a particular person. Could be with one person. Like I said, going back to what I said about family, could be somebody in family where you're stressed about stress, or just maybe life stress in general. Yeah, some of you are stressed about kids. If you have kids, you're stressed about kids, you're taking care of the kids. There's something about stressing about them. There could be something going on with them. I think it was Heidi Klum that said, she was lucky if there was a day that went by where her kids weren't sick or injured. So, you guys, that could be applicable for someone. Kids, usually sick or injured or something's always going on, and with my dad, he used to just be like, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. What's going on with you? Because it would give him anxiety, if I didn't tell him right away what I needed or right away what the problem was. Which is funny now, but like it was like he lived on the seat of his pants, like of like always something going on with us kids, which is funny. Which, is another reason why I miss him so much. But anyways, okay, going back to my chat. I do feel, okay, for some of you, there is this King of Cups showing up in the position of attitude, which is a card about happiness. And the outcome is the Hierophant. So there is some element of either good news coming or something that's going to kind of switch the, turn the switch or something, flip the switch, where you might, be really stressed out and then you get some kind of really good news or some kind of win or something that happens that maybe comes through this water sign mail, or maybe it's just something good that happens. Some of you are maybe going through a time where you feel maybe more alone, or like people aren't there for you. Going back to what I said, maybe like people are just not there for you. Too as well. I feel like for some of you there is some drama that's going on, but I feel like any kind of drama you're going to need to break from. Don't engage. Don't engage with it. Don't like, if somebody is, really triggers you hard, don't reach out to them, and don't answer their call. Like if they call you, don't talk to them. The thing that I don't like is the purge card, which is about like having some kind of crisis point or drama, and then things kind of, it's like, I don't know, an argument, and then you kiss and make up and you kind of learn from it. So maybe for some of you, you are learning a lot from stuff that comes to the surface at this time. So try to write down, like try to journal and write stuff down like I was talking about earlier in this video, I feel like I learned a lot from my experience yesterday. So some of you may learn a lot from an experience, whether it's, how to communicate your anger, or how to communicate with others, or how you communicate in general. Everybody communicates differently. That's the other thing to remember. Make sure you get outside. Never let your enemies see your next step. I love this. Fabulous. This is great. Um, wasn't that James Bond? Wasn't that line from James Bond where he's like, where it was Q? He said, "Never let them see you cry." I wish that I could take that advice, but I always cry. Not always, but I cry a lot in my videos. I can't seem to help it, but um, I think it's important to pull energy back. That's what I kind of mean by calling all your parts home. It means pulling your energy back, kind of keeping your cards close to your chest, at this time. Um, oh, funny. No, I appreciate the advice. I do. Um, my phone is actually running low on power, so I'm gonna have to end this here. Thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers and giving me a laugh in the chat today. I'm gonna charge up, maybe come back online a little bit, do a little bit more if the light's good here. If not, thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers. I'll be back again for more videos, so stay tuned. Definitely give me a thumbs up and make a comment when this video is posted. If you can donate, I'd appreciate it so much. So yeah, I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best.